What's up, fellow polymaths? In this video of the Java Fundamentals tutorial, we'll be going over a brief discussion about reflection. Reflection is a process of examining or modifying the runtime behavior of a class during the runtime. Reflection is mainly used in IDEs for debugging and testing purposes. Reflection is also a way to learn more about what a specific class is able to do. The java.lang and java.lang.reflect packages provide classes and methods for Java reflection. With reflection, there is benefits and drawbacks. Benefits include being able to inspect interfaces, classes, methods, and variables during runtime. It is also possible to call methods, instantiate, or to set the value of the fields using reflection. Reflection also helps developers write the correct code with the help of class metadata. The drawbacks of reflection are potentially breaking the principles of encapsulation, the overhead and performance resulting in a slow and efficient Java virtual machine process, as well as the security of the application being reduced. So generally with reflection, it's not really used much, especially in production environments. You want to avoid using reflection. Reflection is mainly more used for testing purposes, but even then you don't really see it that much. But I just want to make this tutorial so at least you're familiar with what reflection is. Let's go into the code and try out a brief example. All right, so here we're in the code editor, and what I'm going to do is test out a simple example of using reflection. So basically what we're going to do is get some data from the existing main class that we're in. I created a few lines of code. So basically what we're doing is we're using the class, and we're creating an object, and we're assigning print line statements based on the object that we created. So I created three objects, one pointing to the main class, one that's pointing to the living organism interface, and one that's pointing to the person class. So let me run this code right now and I'll show you what's happening. All right, so I ran the code, and basically what's happening is that we're getting information from each class without having to explicitly look at each class. So the first line is getting the name, the fully qualified name of the main class, which is the com.javatutorial.main class. The second, line 9, is checking if the class is primitive, and of course that's false. And line 10 checks if it's an interface, and that's false. Line 11 checks the package name, which is com.tutorial, and line 12 checks the type name, which is the same, the value is the same as the getName method. And for here, living organism, on line 15, it gets the name of the living organism interface, which is com.javatutorial.livingorganism. And then line 16, it checks if the living organism object is an interface, which is true. And on line 19, the person object, which is derived from the person class, checks the fully qualified name, which is com.javatutorial.person. And then line 20 checks if it's an interface. There are other methods involved when using the class, and this is just a simple example of reflection. Basically, reflection allows you to learn more specifically about a class and be able to make some tests and assertions based on the information that you receive. But generally, you want to avoid using reflection because it can potentially compromise the security of the application by divulging too many details. Only use reflection when absolutely necessary. If this video was of any value to you, then please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.